Hello, book study members. How are you? And how is your sacred calling, sacred ambition journey coming for yourself? I just want to say again that if you're jumping into this book study club on video number 9, which is what we're doing today, and the book is Manifesting Your Sacred Ambition. It's my booklet. That I've written so far. You might want to back up, watch some of the earlier videos for yourself, and you can also get a copy. You can get a hard copy of my booklet if you'd like. You can send me an email, I'll mail one to you. You can download the ebook if you wanted just the ebook copy, and also the study questions. So all of that is available to you. It's all free, it's all complimentary. So help yourself. However you want to participate is just great. And also, if you have any questions along the way, if I've talked about something and you really like some more information about that, please feel free, because there is more information I'm writing about this book. I'm just using the study club to really give us all a taste of what this is and get this information out there, because I want it to be out there. It needs to be out there. Okay, so today we're going to actually complete Chapter 4, What It Takes, the Real Work of Sacred Ambitions. And I'm going to talk about number 5, the 5 of the key elements. And I'm going to actually read most of this chapter because there's some important points in this particular key that I want to talk about as I go through it. So if you have your ebook or your hard copy, we're starting on page 29. Number 5, have best practices, systems, and strategies to manifest your vision as a business or an initiative in service to the greater good. So the first paragraph, it takes a village of supporters, mentors, coaches, partners, and best practices to bring your sacred ambition, business, or initiative forward to serve the greater good. Don't even think about doing this by yourself. You can't. And even more important, you are not supposed to. Now I want to stop there because this is one of the keys to sacred ambitions. Sacred ambitions are to be shared. They are to be brought forward in collaboration and cooperation and co-creation. That's why I talk about in this booklet that they are not the same old kind of business. They are to be worked and birthed and chewed on and dissected and put back together with all kinds of people, because sacred ambitions are much bigger than you. They are much bigger than you. The energy that's carried in that business is much bigger than you. So it attracts people to you. And these people, and of course you have to be discerning about that and the kind of people you really want to be in cooperation and collaboration and co-creation with. But that's the nature of them. And because of that, that's one of the things that's so exciting about sacred ambition, businesses and social initiatives, because this is where we are all headed in this day and age, is that we are headed into times and ways of working with people to bring forward something greater than the parts, the whole being greater than the parts. And I know for me, in my experience of bringing forth my sacred ambition business, that it has attracted all kinds of people. And I have reached out to the people that I want to work with and said, I want to co-create this with you. I'd like you on my team. Would you come support me? And I have done this over and over for the last 3 or 4 years, and it's been amazing who has shown up. And I'm not through yet. And it's also a synergistic soup. That's all that comes up right now. It's like the ingredients that goes in from everybody that contributes to a sacred ambition business helps add so much flavor and depth and richness to what this is for each of us. So I want to say right off that if you're a person who has trouble asking for support, if you like to kind of go it alone and do your own thing, you really need to look at that. because this kind of work, it won't survive that way. It really is meant to be a big energy that lots of people carry a piece of. So I go on and say in this part, sacred ambitions are to be shared and put out as an invitation for others to join. This is the time for us to reach out and support multiple causes. Sacred ambition businesses, sacred calling initiatives, leaders, and world servers. If you know of someone beside yourself that has a sacred vision, let them know you see them and champion them to keep taking their steps. And that's another reason that sacred ambition businesses and social initiatives draw people, is because we need to let each other know that we are there for each other. This is a new meme that is being birthed on the planet. People are coming forward in all walks of life with this precious sacred call inside of themselves, and quite honestly, we all need support to do that. And we need to come together and be together, and which is one of the reasons I do the event in August, to be the tribe, to be the support system, to be the cheerleading, squad, to be whatever. And sacred ambitions also beget other sacred ambitions, where now when I meet people, I can tell right away if they are following a sacred calling. And I'll say to them, that's a sacred calling for you, isn't it? And you ought to see the light up on their face. They go, wow, I've never heard it put like that, but you're right, it is. And to be witnessed in that way is so important right now. Okay, let me keep going. And sacred ambitions must be grounded in good business practices so that you can do well and do good financially, emotionally, spiritually, health-wise. For the better you do, the greater good you can contribute. So let me also be clear that when I'm talking about sacred ambition, businesses, and social initiatives, yes, we must be grounded in good business practices. This is not, build it and they will come. I mean, as much as I love that phrase, there's a lot that goes into building it. And building in best practices is very important. So, for instance, in the mentorship that I run with people that want to bring forward their sacred ambition businesses, we do business stuff along with the inner. It must go hand in hand. And yet, it also is done in a different kind of environment with a different intention, all of that being the sacred woven through all of it. But it's really important. Because, as far as I'm concerned, sacred ambitions need to be on Main Street. Sacred ambition businesses need to be on Main Street. And I'm going to actually get into that when I get into the last chapter. It's not about us being relegated to the fringe anymore. It's about us being right smack dab in the middle of Main Street. Like, these are just as much accepted businesses as copy places and banks and mortgage companies and hot dog stands, or whatever you want to call it. In other words, these kind of businesses are the businesses of the future. And so we want to make sure that they thrive. And we want to make sure we thrive in them so that we can do well financially. And then we can do more good. There's so many people now that are looking at their business as also a place where they can invest and give back to something that they hold very deep in their heart, some kind of social cause or some kind of movement or social initiative. And one of the reasons that they want to do well financially is so that they can give back. And the more that they do well, the more they can give back. So this is something that's, again, part of this new mindset around businesses. And as far as I'm concerned, changing the whole face of what business is really doing now. And those of us who carry this spark inside, we know this. We know that we are really here to serve the greater good. And this is part of what we're doing with our business and our social initiatives. And then I go on to name, some sacred ambition businesses that I know of, to work with highly sensitive women entrepreneurs to grow thriving businesses, to help women in the second half of life to connect to their sacred work, to foster transformation through storytelling, to form circles of women entrepreneurs to help bring more healing feminine energy to the planet, to be a poet of divine presence, to be a voice and a stand for the forgotten women and the children of the world, to shift the current business paradigm so that it serves all instead of a few. These are just examples of sacred ambition businesses that I know of. And every one of these needs to be on Main Street. Every one of these needs to be seen as a viable, sustainable business. And it takes those of us, and I raise my hand here because I didn't really work my business for many, many years very seriously. And yet, as I've stepped into my sacred ambition, I have gotten very serious about how I run my business so that it can be sustainable. And I can thrive and it can thrive. I say down at the bottom of page 30, take these heart-based, yes they are heart-based, initiatives away from the sidelines and plunk them right next to the banks, mortgage companies, real estate offices, grocery stores, and CPA firms. The world is hungry for what you offer, as it provides a model where all of who we are as spiritual beings is validated, valued, and part of the common good. And then my last paragraph is stop apologizing for who you are and that dream in your heart. Build your sacred ambition business or initiative on solid best practices, and they will come. Okay, that wraps up video number 9. See you next time.